Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Spiritual Grind. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to follow, hit the little bell for your notifications when the podcast is posted, and follow, and share with your friends. We hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's any topics that you want us to speak about.
Like, follow, share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenny. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiritual Grind.
Good morning.
We are here and doing another episode for our beloved listeners.
I say for ourselves as well. We enjoy it, I think, just as much as I hope they do.
So we have a request today.
We do?
We do, from the lady at the Jeep dealership. She went to our podcast and started following us right there, and because she listens to podcasts every day.
Yeah.
And she's been looking for a new one because the other one, they just quit doing podcasts, the one that she really liked.
Oh.
And I was telling her about the Power of Positive Thought workshop that we're doing at the Holistic House in Holly Hill starting October 3rd.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said, well, can you give me a little sneak peek? I said, we're about to record a podcast here as soon as I get back. And she said, well, I'd love to, and I'll listen to it whenever y'all post it.
A sneak peek into what?
Into the workshop.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, because here's a little backstory, because I kind of, me and my social interactions, when I talk to other people, I kind of dive into their life. She tried doing the affiliate marketing stuff without a following, and she did this Amazon FBA stuff.
Yeah.
And she literally has her entire second bedroom of her house where her kids live full of stuff from Amazon.
Oh, my.
Because she did her own fulfillment. She took her entire life savings and bought inventory.
Oh, goodness me.
And it's sitting in her apartment, and she hasn't had a sale in over 7 months, and now she's kind of down and dumped about it. And I said, well, you know what you need? You need to change your thought process.
For sure.
And so I asked her, I was like, what kind of product you sell? Health and beauty? Because it's like the number one thing on FBA. That's exactly why you don't do it. Because everybody's doing it.
Well, yeah, but now that she's invested her entire life savings into it, we've got to move that product first so that we can recuperate that money back. Has she thought about going to the little flea market and opening a booth to sell her stuff?
I did ask her if she had tried doing the flea market thing, and she said that she works on Fridays and Saturdays. And so...
Right, but even though she works on Friday and Saturday, she could appoint a manager who goes and manages the booth and does the sales for her.
Yeah, so her name's Angela, and so I'm going to tell you, Angela, when you listen to this, I want you to go in the comments and post your store in the comment section on here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to ask all our listeners to go help the lady out, let her move this product, and so we can get her moved on to something else.
Right.
And, I don't care. Go buy $1 lipstick. I have no idea what her products are. She just said health and beauty stuff. And, and she said, and the one thing I didn't think about when I did all this was expiration dates.
Oh.
And so she has a lot of her product that is, it's getting close to, within a year, it's expiring.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could just lose everything. And
right.
But anyway, she wanted to touch on the power of positive thought.
Okay.
And so...
Yeah, so the power of positive thought's great, and it's the core work that needs to be done. We got to change the thought process.
Correct.
But on the layered component of that, we've got to work through the top layer, which is, okay, I have all this product in my home. It's taking up space. It's about to expire. emergency, emergency, emergency.
Batman signal up.
So the first thing that's on the agenda to worry yourself sick about is shit. I've used all my money. I bought all this product, and it's sitting here, literally not making me any money.
And that's what you're going exactly where.
Gotta deal with that first,
right?
Before her mind, body, and soul will ever even let her get to a place of being able to get to the thought of positivity. Got to deal with the reality.
Yeah,
and that's a good example of how the process kind of works. What's the loudest, most noisiest aspect right now that's got you distracted?
Right.
Because you can't sit down and have a belief session with an individual when they're so distracted with the content that is literally ticking away, sitting in their house, reminding them every day of a decision that they made that's not working out. So every day when she goes home, that is a trigger.
Yes.
And so every day when she goes home, she sees that trigger, especially when she goes to put her children to bed. That trigger slaps her back in the face and puts her right back in that vibrational frequency.
Yeah.
So we've got to give her a solution that is viable and that's working, that takes that trigger and turns it into possibility.
Yes. And see, that's where our conversation went was, well, you know, she said in the beginning she was spending the money for the campaigns and she was making just a little bit of money on it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't paying for the next run.
Yeah.
And she's like, now I just get to a point where I don't know what to do.
Right.
And I said, so what are you doing?
Deer in the headlights.
Right. And what are you doing? Are you doing anything? And she said,
probably
no.
not. She's overwhelmed.
She didn't know what to do.
She doesn't. So let me give a couple of pointers.
Okay.
On the first level of getting rid of that trigger and what to do about it. Some ideas.
Okay.
We talked about the flea market option, doing a temporary little booth, having someone like a friend or family member run it on the Fridays and Saturdays when you aren't able to.
Mm-hmm.
Option B would be to do a garage sale type thing at your house. Have a garage sale.
Yeah.
And see if you can move the product. Option 3 is, do you have any acquaintances or friends that have a store of a different kind that would let you put a little kiosk or a little table or something in there to put your product on to try and move it?
Yeah, just put it on
consignment.
Yep.
Or a variation of a couple of those options.
Yes.
You know, rent the booth for a month and go put your product out there. Asks a friend or family to run it on Friday, Saturday. Put it in somebody's store that they've already got going on a consignment part of it. I don't know how much product she has.
I don't know either. She wasn't that descriptive when it comes to it.
Are you allowed to take it to work and sell it at work?
You know, because our conversation went in a completely different way with it.
Okay.
It wasn't about creating solutions for this. It was about getting over the block and the overwhelming emotional connection to I failed at this.
Yeah.
And so when she gets in that headspace, she does nothing.
I get it. But what I'm trying to walk you through is how to untangle that step by step.
Okay. So
when she walks in the door of her house, I assure you, if she was sitting here in front of us, we could have this conversation. And if I'm wrong, then put it in your comments. When you walk in the house, you automatically feel the energy of this product sitting in this bedroom that I have to look at, I have to think about, I get reminded of probably daily of my choice, and it puts her right back in that vibrational mindset of, I feel overwhelmed. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Until you give solutions to that trigger, you cannot free yourself to be able to work on the belief systems, because your mind will say, oh, that's just a lie. Affirmation hell. I can see the product sitting in my freaking bedroom ticking away at the expiration date. So everything is working out and all things are good and I can do whatever I want with my life and I'm safe and taken care of. Your mind is going to automatically reject that and tell you, you're a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can go down the hall, pass all this product that's in my house, and your mind is going to say, see, I told you.
I told you so.
There's the validation right there in your face. Seeing it is believing it. And so it's going to invalidate any positive thoughts you give her, any mantras, any work that you try to do, unless you first give the monkey mind a viable couple of options for solutions on the place where she finds herself currently.
Yeah, and that, we got into the conversation of why she did what she did, and I said, so do you? And I, said, well, what do you love to do? And she's like, well, because she's from Jamaica.
Okay.
And where's she from? Jamaica? I think it was Jamaican. But anyway, she said, well, I was always on sports, and I love sports all my life. And you've seen her energy. I've seen her energy just brighten up.
Yeah.
And then when you would talk about the products that she's selling, it like,
Right.
And so I was like, you see, that's the difference. When you do what you love what you do. And that's where the definition of true abundance comes into play.
Right.
Because abundance is not about money. It's not about what you own. It's not about that. Abundance comes from that feeling. Yes. And that's what generates the intended results of outcome of what happens when you start doing what you love.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, so let's be more specific. Let's dive into it. Oh, I like tennis. I was a tennis player. I love tennis. I love to watch tennis. And she was just lighting up again. Yeah. And I was like, well, why didn't you do something with tennis? I was like, start a YouTube channel, and then push the products, the tennis products. You can actually hold up the product. If you're going to warehouse and be your own affiliate or your own fulfillment center, then hold up the product and say, look, this is the product of the week for tennis.
Right.
And, because tennis is a big niche.
Not only that, but especially if it's a product she's used.
Right.
And she likes the way it functions and what it does.
Yep.
Then she is not only her own consumer advocate because she's used it and knows how it works, but she likes the way the product works in that niche.
Yep.
Then she can be her own advertisement of, correct. Hey, yep. I used it. If you're a tennis player out there or you're just getting started, I highly recommend this product. And then if you're a beginner and you don't know where to start, let me tell you budget-friendly ways to get started or high-end ways to get started. And she can actually walk people through the different aspects of the tennis market. Mm-hmm. And like you said, advertise the products.
Right. And then when you start moving a lot of somebody's product, they come to you.
Right. Then they want you to sponsor.
But then the product in her house popped back into the picture, and she was like, so you just seen her shoulder go, but I'm an introvert.
No.
This is my response to her was, you don't have it's not like you're in a studio audience. You're by yourself. You're talking to a computer screen that looks like you. You're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And all you do is create the YouTube channel that way.
Right.
And she's like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
And so, anyway, to make a long story short, it became more about the energy flow of all of it. And it's almost like she had turned off the switch to that thing, and she didn't really care about any of that anymore. She just was ready to do something different.
Right.
And wanted to change her energy about it. And so I invited her to the workshop and gave her our card.
Right.
And she pulled our website up and started following our podcast right there.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of the podcast theme, I think, for the day, is because we had a conversation this morning about our new business endeavor.
Yeah.
That kind of put me into a place of a little bit of a rocky road humanly. Okay. I say rocky road. I say it put a little speed bump in the road. It wasn't really that rocky to me. It was almost like I knew somewhere down the road that was going to happen. I just didn't expect it this quick. And
yeah, for us, because we've been doing this long enough, we don't have those big giant hurdles or those big huge incredibly uncomfortable bumps in the road. We do have little speed bumps.
Oh, yeah.
But we look at them differently and we experience them differently than most people, only because we've been doing our practice for years.
Agreed.
And we know that, it's changeable.
Right.
It is.
You can change your reality right now.
Well, and, like in the meeting we had this morning, what you're referring to is essentially going to have a higher upfront cost.
Yes.
And instead of that, us allowing our perspective of that to make that into a big, huge mountain, oh my God moment, we are practiced enough at it that it is just a speed bump because we do trust the divine flow and our higher self to provide what we need when we need it. And we've had validation of that.
Totally.
For people starting out or just beginning, those little things like that we view as small and doable can look insurmountable. They can look huge. They can actually put them in a place of deer in the headlight syndrome of, oh my God, I don't know. Should I go right? Should I go left? Should I go straight? Like, what do I even do?
Right.
And so you brought up a very good starting point by asking her, what is it that you love to do?
Right.
That would be the first question when you find yourself in the same spot as, what was her name?
Angela.
As Angela. And thank you, Angela, for letting us use you as a little example. We love you so much. When you find yourself in a place where you don't really know what the next step is, or you're confused about what to do with your life, that would be the first question I would say is, okay, what is it that I do enjoy? Slide everything aside, move money away, move your current job away, get rid of all of that. Find a moment in your day, be it when you get off work or something, and really get to a space where you can meditate on or really contemplate this question. And the question is, what is it that you enjoy doing?
Right.
And when you come up with that answer or those 3 or 4 answers, because there may be more than one, then you begin to look at those through a perspective, like you said, of how can I turn that into a job that I love, and how can I get it to a place of making me money so that it doesn't feel like a job, so that it doesn't feel like I have no purpose, so that it doesn't feel like I'm going in no direction at all.
Well, that's where I took her is do what you love, and don't do it for the purpose of the money. Do it because you love to do it.
That's right.
Because the money, the benefits, the friendship, the growth, everything that comes out of that, it comes from a whole different energy.
And it'll work itself out.
And it all works itself out. And because it will create abundance in friendship, abundance in love, abundance in social interaction, abundance in money, abundance in, it'll create when you're doing it for the right reason. If you're doing it with the sole purpose of, I want to make money, I need to make money, I have to make money, that is a whole different vibrational energy that causes,
the constant need to make money,
an expectation.
Well, not only that, but you're putting out the energy of, I need to make money. Then you will continue to vibrate at that frequency of, I need to make money. Mm-hmm. So you'll never have enough money.
Right.
You will never generate more than enough money. You'll keep yourself at that static frequency, because that's what you're putting out into the universe is, I am doing this because I need to make money because I got to pay my bills.
Right.
You gotta do a little wordsmithing.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit of word wizardry.
Yeah.
If you will. And you've got to change the spell or the conversation that you're having with yourself.
Right. And
yes,
totally.
we know that we have bills and we know that we need to make money.
Everybody has bills.
There's no reason to continue to have that conversation. That's a given.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world has bills. We live on an earth in a construct that we designed.
Right, by design.
That we have different things: electric, water, home,
food,
car, food, blah, blah, blah.
Shoes.
That all has to be paid for.
Pedicures.
So there's no point in continuing to tell yourself, oh my God, I have to go to work because I got to make money.
I think when I was going through all this, one of the changing points for me is when I was just really getting started out in the business world and in my own business. And one of the city managers I was talking to, he said, it's crazy. Every year I do the budget for the city. The budget grows. The income grows, but the gap between them always stays the same. And I was like, huh.
Ooh, nice.
And he said, that was kind of a turning point for my thought process of and so I started doing research. And what I learned was those people that I idolized and I wanted to be like, and those millionaires and all that stuff, like one of the most famous millionaires in the world, he spends $84 million a month in bills. $84 million a month.
Right.
That is insanity.
Yeah.
When you put it in perspective.
So what did he do to close the gap?
Well, no, he wanted to grow the gap. He wanted to grow the profitability more.
Right. Reverse the gap.
Yeah. He wanted to reverse the gap. And
I want more money coming in than goes out.
And he said that the trick to it that he did is he just quit worrying about it.
Yep.
And all he did was continue to do what he did, continue to build the presence.
Yep.
And just didn't think about it. Didn't even worry about it. Didn't put it on the back burner. None of that stuff. He just let it go.
And the first step to doing that is to stop having the conversation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just stop talking about it. Stop talking about it inside your head.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it to others. Stop making the comments because yourself is listening to what you say.
Can I clarify on that comment?
Sure.
I don't think it's about stop talking. It's just stop allowing the negative thoughts to come through.
You can't. Okay.
So what I mean by that is, maybe let me clarify a little better. It's not about not having the conversations, because then you're not dealing with the emotional turmoil behind it, correct?
Well, I mean, that's a way to go about it. And if that works for you, then so be it. But I would give you the permission to entertain it a little bit differently if you'll give me the platform for a second.
Sure.
If you are constantly in the mindset of saying, oh, in my head, I really hate my job, but I got to go to work because I got to pay bills. If that's what you constantly are saying to yourself, and having a new mantra in place where you read it off of a piece of paper that says, I love money and money loves me and all is well, that's going to feel like a big fat lie.
Right. I agree.
Your habit currently is when you're sitting there in a mindless state, like I'll give you an example. When I go take a shower and then I get out and I begin to put my clothes on, put my makeup on, do my hair, I kind of go into this just mindless state, but there's mental chatter going on where I think about things.
Yep.
And if my monkey mind is in full force because it's payday and I am subconsciously without thinking, so tomorrow's payday. I got to make sure, so this is due. Gosh, I really don't want to go to work today, but I got to pay the bills. I got to have that paycheck because, little Jimmy needs this and I need this. And
little Jimmy.
All of that. Stop it. You just are
I wrote the
not
book, Little Jimmy.
Allowing me to finish this thought process.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, if you're constantly having that chatter, you're just reminding yourself that, okay, I have bills to pay. That's a given.
Yeah,
like what I'm saying is there's no point in even talking about that inside your head or with other people because it's a given. There's no need to continue to repeat it. So just stop having the conversation. Sometimes that is easier to do than what you were suggesting, which was I was giving you an opportunity to pipe in and get back in the game.
Well, my thing is how I view this perception is we're here to learn things, and my viewpoint on this topic is a little different than yours. And so, the whole point of it for me was we're here to learn things. We're here to go through things, and transmuting things from negative to positive for me is a little easier than most, I would assume. But when you teach, when people have those thought processes, like, and I'm going to use an example. She went into the store with great positive energy. And I'm going to use it for this.
She went into what store?
She built this Amazon store.
Oh, gotcha.
With great positive energy and had an expectation of results.
Which were?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, I just know that she said, I expected it to be awesome.
Okay.
And she said, but in the back of my mind, I had that, that doubtfulness energy in the back of your head of, is this really going to be true? Is everything they say is true? And because of that transmuted negative side of that, you are allowing your energy to be stifled. Because we're here on earth to learn things. And if you're not supposed to be successful in something you did, then that's going to happen. Not saying that happens every time, but I am saying that when you can turn those thoughts into positivity and say to yourself, like, yeah, you're stopping the conversation like you said, but I only stop the negative side. I'm like, I don't want to create doubt. I'm going to trust that I'm on the right spiritual path. I'm going to trust that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm going to have positive thoughts about it. I'm going to go into it with an expectation, but with positivity, and have fun doing it.
No, I understand. Mm-hmm. But until you can get to the point of having positive conversation,
right,
that doesn't feel like a lie.
I agree with you.
The first step in it would be to stop having the negative conversation, and when it pops up, tell your little monkey to sit down and be quiet.
Damn monkey. Like my monkey.
That's all I was saying.
My monkey likes to pop in way too much.
Like we know we have bills to pay.
Right. No, I agree.
So when you start that chatter of, I got to pay the bills and la, 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 just stop and talk about something else in your head.
Right.
Catch yourself doing it because it's a habit.
I agree.
And talk about something else because you know that it's going to happen. Every payday, you're going to go to your little payday station and you're going to pay your dumbass fucking bills. And you're going to be out of money because that's the reality you have going right now. And if you are at a place where you can go to a better thought structure, then bring that in. But when you find yourself having that dumb conversation of, I can't pay my bills, I got to have a job, I don't know what my life purpose is, try to consciously be aware that you're having that conversation and stop the conversation is what I was saying.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
And then purposely train yourself to have a new habit.
Agreed.
And at first, it's going to be uncomfortable. At first, it's going to feel like your monkey mind's going to say, oh, you're just a lying bitch. You can't. That's not even true. Here, come with me hand in hand and let me go and take you to the bedroom where all this crap is. See, it's a lie.
Right.
But until you can get to that place, you've got to practice a new habit.
Agree. I totally agree with you. And I think that within my, like I was saying earlier, what changed my thought process on it is I viewed these multimillionaire people in my life as successful. They didn't have any problems. They don't have any bills. And thinking to myself in my head, and wasn't reality. That's not reality.
No.
And it's not, like I always see the bell go off on people's energy when I tell them the difference between you right now and you when you're a millionaire is absolutely nothing.
Right.
other than your thought process will be different.
Exactly.
And because you're still going to have bills. And
you still take you with you.
That's correct. And the light goes on when you tell them, millionaires, they make $1 million a year. Say you know a guy that makes $1 million a year. He may spend $800,000 in bills.
Right.
Just like you may make $50,000 a year, and you spend $40,000 in bills.
And somewhere there's somebody that makes $20,000 a year and spends $5,000 a month.
Right.
And somewhere there's somebody that makes $10,000 a year and spends $500 a month.
Right.
Like there's all different levels.
That's right.
And you can look in both directions and get a much different perspective. And you remember when our son came to live with us while he was kind of figuring things out?
Yep.
And I reminded him, when you first went into the workforce, you went to work at Chili's, and $20 to you was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you then got used to and normalized with $20 in tips, and that no longer was a lot of money to you. You were not happy unless you were bringing home $50 in tips. And then he was like, I want to move into a new apartment, but it's $800 a month and I'm currently paying $5. And we took him down that journey of, okay,
it all works itself out.
It does. It all will work itself out. And subconsciously, you'll figure out ways to move your money around to make that $800 rent work. And you'll do it almost unconsciously. You'll do it. If that's where you're supposed to be and that's where you're divinely guided and meant to be, then go in that direction. I'm not saying by any means to spend outside of your financial
not at all.
limitations. Right. I'm saying that if it is in budget and you're trying to make a decision, just know that it works itself out and you will figure out a way to make it happen.
Yes.
How does this relate to Angela and her concept or her situation she's going through? If she's detached completely from the product that is in her home and she just is ready to find her true passion, her true love, whatever she's wanting to do, figure out what your budget is, figure out what you can take from that current budget to apply to that thing that you love. And for her, she identified that it's tennis.
Right.
And figure out how to put yourself out there as a tennis connoisseur and influencer or even educator.
Yeah.
If you love tennis and you used to play tennis, you've got valuable information inside your head that somebody somewhere will find value in.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Beginner tennis players, mid-level tennis players. I don't know what her extent of her tennis experience and knowledge is. But even if she's a mid-level tennis player or tennis informationalist, there's beginners out there that will pay for her knowledge and her training and her educational expertise.
Yeah.
Not only on how to get started playing it from physically, what do I do with my body, but also from a product standpoint of what products do I need to start with. And it could be that I'm a tennis beginner who is on a budget. She can then take them through and say, okay, well, for the money that you are able to spend, these are the best products. If you have really no budget and you're just wanting to learn how to be in the tennis game, here are the average level products.
Right,
here are the high end products. All of that knowledge and experience has value.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And can be monetized.
Agreed.
It's just a matter of getting someone to change their perspective and see that and look at it from that direction.
And that's exactly where I went with it with her is it's not about creating a place of income. It's not about creating a place of, I feel safer here.
Right.
It's about a place of creating that passion inside of you that creates the other things. It does it unintentionally.
Yeah. And one of the other things you and I do is we have a motto: when it's okay to stay, it's okay to go.
Right.
And so another beneficial thing for people is getting to a place where they're okay where they're at will free them up and allow them to create a new adventure or a new experience to have.
Right.
When you're perfectly okay where you're at and you've come to a place where, you know what, I am where I am. I'm happy. I'm whole. I'm healthy. I'm safe inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
It'll open up a sense of freedom to be able to see life from a different perspective.
Dolphins.
What?
Whales. You said sea life. I was thought you wanted examples.
Oh, sea life. Sea as in ocean.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was making it funny.
Nicely done, sir.
You like that play? That was a good play.
I do. Nicely done.
But when the conversation ended, when we went out and she handed me my Italian sports car as a loaner, I was like, wow, this is nice. She's like, I take care of the good people. I said to her, I expect to hear from you. I expect to see you. And she said, oh, you will? I said, great. I said, now, what are you going to do different tomorrow? And she just looked at me blank face. I said, tonight before you go to bed, and this is right before I was getting in the car, right before you go to bed, I want you to go to bed thinking about one thing that you're going to change in your life tomorrow in a positive way.
Yeah.
And we can start there. I said, everybody will teach you that you need to work on getting rid of all this stuff first. And you really don't. Now, there is a time in your life that you'll have to face those things.
Yeah.
But you can start with this one positive thing in your life.
Yeah. And one of the things, if somebody truly doesn't know what first step to take, you can stop for a second and take a piece of paper. And I'm going to take you through pre-K steps here. Get a piece of paper, write down 3 things on it that are positive about the life that you're living right this minute.
Mm-hmm.
Find 3 things that are positive. And then that big question of what's that one thing that I am going to work on changing for today or for the next couple of days? What habit, what pattern am I going to try to reprogram by practicing it every day?
Right.
Then when you get up, read that list.
Yep.
When you go to bed, read that list. Create a new habit on purpose until you can do a new habit subconsciously.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I said, right now you're in a spot that you seem to be doing okay for yourself, and you are not, we didn't really go deep into that conversation. I'm like, well, you don't seem like you're doing too bad, but what you have to do is get it aligned with whatever that is you want to do, and just create one positive thing a day. Create one positive thought a day.
Yeah.
And that's the basics kind of the Power Positive Thought workshop, is understanding, because a lot of people just don't understand the thought processes in the mind and how they work.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the belief systems and how that triggers subconscious thought, and how your subconscious thought is a creature, or your subconscious mind is a creature of habit. And they just don't understand. And when you can teach them and educate them on these things, then it can change their lives. It will change their life. If you go through this entire workshop, it will change your life.
Absolutely.
And
I think the other key thing is that getting used to utilizing your emotional guidance system.
Yeah.
If it feels yucky, find out why.
If it is dirty, if it smells dirty and looks like it's dirty, it probably is dirty.
Yeah. I mean, utilize your emotional guidance. If you're doing something or having a thought and it doesn't feel good, explore why. Why did that experience make me feel that way? Why did that thought make me feel some sort of emotional way? Because by doing that, you're tuning into the frequency world, the energetic world of learning how to read the frequency of where you're at. Because the universe works on frequency.
Right.
The universe and the construct of this manifestation and changing your thought doesn't have ears.
Nope.
There's not some big giant ears on the universe. proverbial head.
Right. No,
it works on frequency. And so if you're putting out a frequency vibe that's, on the lower end of the spectrum, that's what you're going to get back.
I watched this, talking about that. I watched this thing this morning, and there's a new technology out called Leo lighting. And I'll have to show it. I saved it for you because you're going to be really interested in this.
Am I going to be aggravated or am I going to be interested?
No, you're totally interested. And so...
Because I have my other little invention waiting.
No, it ain't going to do... It does not do with your invention.
Okay.
But what it is in the thing, he said that somewhere they come up with a study that every cell in the body creates micro electrical surges that have a frequency on them.
Duh.
And they created a light system that you put in your house that sits beside your chair or whatever that emits this light, and it changes and moves around and it does everything. And
yeah, I'm not reading that article.
Why? But anyway.
Because it's going to irritate me.
Oh, okay. This light changes, and he actually showed it under a microscope on this video, changes the movement of the cells.
Of course it does. I already know that.
And so, it's all it is a light. It's like one of them's a pyramid that sits right here on your...
Keep rubbing it in.
But I didn't know you created something. That's not what you created. What's that look for? You did a whole different... Okay, anyway. The cool part about it is the science behind it, and he showed the laboratory work and how it proves what it does, and it was really cool. A really cool process. But talking about that frequency part of it they said that they're currently experimenting with changing the vibrational electrical frequency of the cells with the light to a different level.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what my product has the ability to do. I've written articles on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can pinpoint the natural frequency of the cell, you take readings on a regular basis, and the minute the cell is putting off a frequency that's outside of baseline, you can actually catch it when it's beginning to become diseased, give it a boost of light energy or some sort of energy frequency to put it back to its natural state of being, which will completely disintegrate the dis-ease or disease in the cell, causing people not to have to experience illness, disease.
Well, basically they were saying that they're working on being able to change moods and all sorts of things with it. And it was a pretty interesting read for me this morning.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know why you're irritated. I'm just telling you what I read. I don't know.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Don't ask.
Oh. You feel complete? Or do you want to rant about that a minute?
No, I'll rant in private. These people don't want to hear me rant. I don't know. You had the interaction with Angela, and did that answer her question? Did that?
I think that she's going to come to the workshop anyway, so I don't feel like there's anything left to say.
Okay. Then I guess we are complete.
Well, and I want to thank you for allowing me to share your story today a little bit, Angela. And I appreciate the interaction that we had, because she made a comment to me right before I left. She's like, "You just changed the way I thought today."
Perfect.
I was like, I did my job.
That's
out.
Right. That's what this is all about. We always say if we change just one person,
yep,
then we've done what we came here to do. So,
it was a very delightful conversation, and I want you to know I enjoyed it, and I can't wait till you get to meet the wife, because she was like, I can't wait to meet the wife either, because I was telling her about you.
Yeah.
And anyway, so hey, don't y'all? We appreciate y'all listening to the Spiritual Guide. I started to wave. You see that? I started to wave.
We've been doing video, trying to get that all figured out so that we can start giving you guys video content. And he said, he put his hand up like, thank you,
waving to somebody.
And waving for video, but we don't have the video on today.
Hey, don't forget to like, follow, and share.
Yeah.
And turn on your notifications so when we upload something, we'll let you know. And on YouTube, you
ring that bell.
You ring the bell. Hey, guys, we appreciate you listening, and we hope and we share in love and light with you. We hope you have an awesome day.
Love you.